What's up, my loves? Welcome back to our love nest here on the internet. TT is calling with another message. Thank you for all the love and support and flowers that I've been receiving in the comment sections. I've been checking y'all out. So you are truly appreciated. We're going to get right into today's channel message together. All right. So I don't know what the energy is going to be about. We're going to see that together. I feel guided to use this deck. I just got this new deck. So we're going to check it out together and see what's coming out for all of you guys. Okay. Spirits. Let's get into it. Thank you for allowing me to channel messages for all of my viewers. Highest and greatest good. And they continue to receive all the love and abundance tenfold over their life. All right. All right, Spirit, what's the channel message for today? What's the message for today? What are we talking about? What's going on? What's the vibe? How are y'all feeling? Oh, there's something that I need to find real quick. Oh my God, hold on. I wrote something down. I just need to make sure it's relevant for this message or a different message. Okay, so yes, the lovers card, alignment, duality. Okay, yin and yang, your masculine and feminine energy within you. Okay, so spirit is confirming for me that, well, regardless of whatever comes out, this is about aligning your own energy, your masculine and feminine energy. There's something that you will uncover about yourself in this message, and the intention of uncovering it or revealing it is so that way you can clean this mess up, honey. Like, clean this mess up. Clean yourself up. Personal growth is really highlighted for your message today. This is going to give you seeking help. So if you've been needing help, and you've been asking for guidance and confirmation, crying for support, help arrives from unexpected quarters, invisible forces of help guide you through troubled waters. So if you've been going through, digital detoxing, really trying to put the oxygen mask on yourself, please only take what resonates. The intention behind this reading is for you to confirm. All right. It's about going within. If it resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, leave it for someone else. Move forward. Okay. You're being promoted. You're being promoted to a higher level. You're being promoted to a higher timeline. Spiritual promotion is coming here. Your alignment. This is you confronting this, that's going to be mirrored back to you, is going to promote you. Okay. It's going to promote you. Okay. This has to be done before some type of reunion could take place. And the reunion that they're showing me is the reunion with yourself. The reunion with yourself. Alignment with yourself. All right. Let's get into it. So, time's relentless advance. And it says, grapples with the irreversibility of time and its permanent impact. Understands time's relentless advance and the impossibility of reversal. So what this is giving me is that you can't go back in time and change anything that has already happened. I'm going to say that again. You cannot go back in time to change anything that has already happened. If it has happened, it was meant to happen at this point. If it hasn't happened yet, and you find some type of message in today's reading where you have time to still prevent something, then yes, take that as an opportunity to course correct, as an opportunity to go a different route. That's the purpose of passing down wisdom and lessons and experience that we share as humanity evolves, right? But when it comes to how you reflect on the past, this is about you giving your past story and the time that you've already spent here on earth a purpose. Okay, so this is also talking about your purpose. It's showing me like comparison. I heard compassion, even though I see the word comparison on the bottom of the deck. I heard compassion, right? Compassion is an energy source, right? That energy source is like a frequency that you tap into where you sharing your past through the lens of compassion, right? Having grace with yourself, being compassionate with the choices that you made in the past allows you to share that compassion and extend that compassion to other people and where they are on their journey. It's only when when we feel some type of way about our past experiences that we have less patience and less tolerance for other people that are coming up after us that will go through the same experiences, or currently have friends or family or associates that are still knee deep in the experience of where you used to be. Even from a soul tribe's perspective, everyone in our secret love nest here on the internet are all on different timelines, are all experiencing different levels of consciousness and evolution, right? Compassion allows you to compassion for what you've been through for yourself. When you see your neighbor or your brother or your sister or anyone still trying to get over something, still trying to process the time that they wasted, the time that they experienced in a situation, you would have compassion for them, right? And I feel like that's the message that I'm getting just off the bat, is about compassion. Compassion prevents comparison. It really does, if you think about it. It says focus on your own path and stop seeking validation from external forces. Comparison with others distracts you from your own path, and inequality in resources creates tension. So this is all about getting you to understand that you are slowing down progress. You are slowing down. You're making something longer than it has to be. So if divine timing was at play in your love life, in your finances, in your career, the more that you focus on how much time you invested, what you got out of it in return, is it worth it? You're internalizing it, and you're going to deplete yourself and feel irritated and frustrated. And I'm tired of hearing about this, and I'm tired of hearing about that, and blah, 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 you know. So all that comes from being unable to control how something plays out, and expecting the efforts that you put into a situation or that you put out gives you a validated reciprocity. Yeah. So that's why I see here compassion. Having compassion for where another person is or on their journey and where you may be on yours, and understanding that you guys are always right where you need to be. It's, believe it or not, it's more about faith and knowing. Like, you have to know that what's for you is really for you. And I know it's difficult to trust that when you're looking at what you have in your bank account, what you have in your pocket, you know, who isn't around you, what you've lost, and holding on to struggling with how much time you've invested. I've waited 6 years, 8 years, 10 years. I did this, I did that, I did everything I was told to do. When is it my turn? The more, I don't know what else to say, the only way you start to wonder when is it going to happen for you and why isn't happening for you, I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10 you're listening, watching, or aware, just being simply aware that other people are getting it in some capacity. Other people are excited, and it's like, well, shit, what about me? And so Spirit is saying, stop seeking that validation. The more you seek that validation, the more you guarantee it slows down and it won't happen for you. Time's relentless advance. So this is where you are right now. I feel like you need a pop of color. You need a pop of something. I hate to burst your bubble. This is also giving me shoulda, coulda, woulda. And this is where we are. This is where the energy is meeting for today. And it could be different tomorrow. What is this? The Ten of Swords. The World in reverse. And Death. Okay, so even though you aren't allowing anyone else to ever betray you again in life, at the same time, you're still leaving unfinished business. That's what it's saying. You're still crossing over into the spiritual realm with unfinished business. Okay. What's the unfinished business? What's the unfinished business that must be transformed while they're still here on earth? What's the unfinished? Temperance. Okay, so you're here to balance out your masculine and feminine energy. And in order to balance out your masculine and feminine, what must be done? In order to balance out your masculine and feminine energy, you have to reconcile family dysfunction, genetic dysfunction. You have to reconcile with some type of dysfunction and see the silver lining in some type of dysfunction. It's saying that because you've already you feel like you wasted a lot of time. You wasted a lot of time in situations where people were able to betray you. You've completely cut off the experience. Something about the experience. We have 10, 10, 10. This is the year 999. So angel number 999, confirmation. So you're meant to heal some type of family. Something about your purpose is to heal family issues. some type of family issue you're meant to heal. That's your divine purpose that you came here to do. And this has to be done before you can reunite with your twin flame. And so anytime you hear me say reunite with any twin flame, when I speak of twin flame on this channel, if you guys are new, I am referring to you. It's a concept. I believe twin flame is a concept of your own masculine and feminine energy being mirrored back to you. Yes, we can encounter the manifestation of your own flame in another person, mirrors to ourselves. But at the end of the day, when I explore the concept of twin flames, I am exploring it from a concept of masculine and feminine energy interacting with each other. Okay, so you'll have to take yourself outside of your physical everyday life and see it from a spiritual 5D perspective, where we get to explore ourselves through looking at that flame. Okay, engaging with that flame, interacting with that flame, and seeing what we need to work on within ourselves. And that's the purpose of this message as well. So, what am I saying here? So your true divine life path is, you could be a life path number 9. Like before you die, your soul wants to experience a healthy relationship, a healthy family dynamic. Very simple. You're not asking for too much. You're not asking for too much. However, it seems with the 3 of Cups, wherever you have been picking them, whether it's online dating, in person, wherever you're meeting the candidates, they're not of a certain caliber. Okay, there's no soul recognition between you and that person. And you feel like you're wasting your time on these connections because it's just drama, it's gossip. And they're not satisfying something. I'm picking up on a strong masculine energy. Okay. Especially with all these masculine images. It's like the dating pool is shit. Okay. All they care about is gossip blogs, what's important, comparing, talking about each other. Yeah, that's spending all your money on making sure they look better than the next person. And I think you're tired of the superficial connections. If you're the masculine, I'm talking to you. You're tired of superficial connections. You're tired of the type of connections that you've attracted or you've sought out, you pursued, that needs constant validation from social media, wanting to post what y'all do, wanting everybody in y'all business. I think you're tired of that. What drives those people to want to engage with you, you can tell that they just want to stunt on other people. They just want to make other people jealous. It's not really like they want you. And I think that it is making you miss someone in particularly. I miss someone in particularly. I miss when it was just childlike, when we were able to just go outside, play, be kids, not have this expectation where you had to constantly, your woman is better than my woman, your man is better than my man type of energy, dynamic, comparison shit going on social media. And I think that you are wishing, I feel like you're wishing, it's like, I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to stop wasting my time. Hell. So we have a masculine energy. This may be your own masculine energy where you're ready to settle down. you're ready to stop being afraid of love, and you're ready to be vulnerable. And if it means that you have to forgive and let go of certain things in order to have that and create new memories, I do feel like you're willing to do that. You know, I don't think that you can take another bad like another debt or another bad news type of situation. Okay. So if this is you, you have to come to this epiphany on your own before you can be reunited and bring harmony and have what it is that your heart desires. If this is about your person, that's what they have to work on as well. Even if this person is working on it, so are you. So you are healing. You're healing. The feminine should be healing from whatever family dysfunction that she experienced that prevents her from believing that she deserves it, or that she should receive it, or that she will receive a healthy relationship after being in a dysfunctional one, right? It's about her not giving up hope, and it's about him, realizing that the only failure that you can have is not doing giving yourself the happiness that you know you deserve before you leave this earth. And that's ultimately what both the masculine and feminine energy wants to have. Interesting. So it's a journey, and right now, whatever happened in the past, this masculine has to come to terms with it. Happened in the past. It already happened. It doesn't mean it's going to happen again. Okay? And so whatever belief system that he has around him being in control over the time, and it all is all determined on whether or not he utilizes his time productively and all that other stuff. One day he's gonna wake up and he's gonna realize, like, I went to work, I spent a lot of hours, and what did I walk away with? And so I do feel like this person's biological clock, this person is asking themselves, like, where do I see myself in the next 10, 20 years? This is one of the big things that this person's soul that your soul or this person's soul wanted to achieve, which is a healthy family dynamic. That's what I do see. Whoa. Okay. So in some situations, when your soul craves experiencing a healthy connection, or having a connection that finally works and isn't coming from a broken home, a lot of times the root issue of comparing a successful family dynamic under the pretenses of the stereotypes that, the stereotypes say that if you have a 2-parent home, this is what it looks like. That's also something that this person has to deal with as well, work on, is there's some limited belief systems. Okay? And those limited belief systems that this person has is making him like easy prey for people that want to, take advantage of that, because they're like, ooh, you're existing like you don't have much time left on this planet. What can I take from you? What can I get out of you? Because it's survival mode. Okay, so speaking from experience, I'm going to try to dive into my own personal experience to grasp the wisdom out of it. Hold on, I got to go within about this, so bear with me, okay? Okay, so from my own personal experience, when I was younger, my parents were in a dysfunctional relationship. The way I personally internalized it was that I didn't want the same dysfunction. So I used all of the negative traits that my mom told me that my father had, or that I witnessed from him, and all the negative traits that my mother displayed as everything that I didn't want to take with me, right? So I knew what I wanted because I used them as the example of what not to be. And I developed my character in alignment with the values that I wanted, which naturally put me in a rebel state of mind, because naturally, when you're born into families, you're supposed to go with it, right? You're supposed to pass down that, absorb the conditions of your upbringing, and pass on that legacy of the things that you do want, right? So some people will say, I love this about my mom, I love this about my dad. I looked at all their great qualities and took that. Well, I did the opposite. I looked at all their dysfunctional qualities and I used it as a point of reference of what not to be. And when I became an adult and I started to procreate my own family, I didn't hold resentment for little things. I didn't let people get into my head. I watched how their relationship was affected by third party situations. My dad had 2 wives. I watched how they all talked about each other. I paid attention to the root issues of every situation dynamic. And then I took that and I didn't listen to gossip. I didn't engage in certain things. And I did everything the opposite, because if it was going to be toxic to my connection or my relationship, I wasn't going to be the one to poison my connection and my relationship. Now, with me having that awareness of what I wanted to accomplish, that became a goal of mine. However, when I got with a false counterpart, someone that was like, oh wow, you got your head on straight, you know where you're going in life, I can jump on that bandwagon. The person that I procreated with got with me because I exhibited mother qualities long before I became a mother myself. And the truth is, I was exhibiting mother qualities because I had already been practicing at a young age how to be a good mother, how to be a good woman, and speak life into myself, which then gave me the internal validation to love myself because I wasn't getting it from my family. And then that became a part of me that I enjoyed. I didn't need it anymore to feel validation from a partner or family in order to follow my ambitions, be who I want to be, because I got practice really young. Not in a negative context. I was very proud of it. I was very honored to be able to develop my character, build my persona around who I want, how I want it to be remembered, the death card, remembered in this lifetime. So um that wasn't the trauma for me. The trauma response for me would come in the misalignment, right? So here I am, more mature and more developed at a younger age, with the qualities of a woman as a feminine energy. So being able to attract, being able to magnetize, being able to know my ability. I practiced longer than other women my age. So it wasn't something that was hypersexualized or that I had to experience, because no one crossed that line with me. But the moment I began to procreate, what the part that I missed was attracting someone that then needed me like a mother. I didn't see that one coming, right? So when a person is attracted to you because they have a mother wound and they need you like a mother, then they gravitate towards you. And because you naturally mother, or you naturally do that nurturing energy, they cleave to you more and more and more. And then you don't realize that you have a dysfunctional, distorted relationship that's not partner to partner, right? Mother, father, masculine, feminine. It's more or less like mother, child. And these types of dysfunctional relationships are sprouted from relationships where mothers imprint on their son the same way they would on their masculine partners, turning their sons into distorted relationships of borderline incest. But it's from a spiritual concept, because you're supposed to sink and cleave like that to a suitable counterpart, not your offspring. And so when mothers cleave like that, the moment that person comes across you and you have those qualities of that mother that they remember, they will tell you, like, you remind me of my mother. And she may have great qualities and y'all may have a lot in common. But if you are not already aware, as far as like being put up on game, that even exists, because like I told you, I didn't see my mom. She wasn't able to cleave to anything but herself, because her trauma was different. But when it came to my ex's mom, she cleaved to her child, and in turn she cleaved to me. And so it was kind of like this third party, interbred, invested connection, where now I'm consulting with his mom about him and me and the whole trifecta of the connection. It confused me, so it took time to observe the relationship and ask myself critical questions to even determine what the fuck that was, because I never saw something like that. It wasn't something that I was aware of that even exists, because I'd never seen a woman engage like that. So really, here we have three expressions of a type of feminine energy. You have the expression of whatever my mom was, an expression of whatever I was, and an expression of whatever his mom was. And so these were the two great pillars that I use as a point of reference. Of there were qualities I liked about his mom, qualities I liked about my mom, and then there was things I didn't like about her, things I didn't like about him. But I had to collect all that data, and then I had to decipher that data, and then I had to expel, right? Get rid of stuff. Now, I would say both things about detaching from any type of imprinting, any type of conditioning, is going to ultimately be the death of you. Like, it's really blood in, blood out. And by way of like marriage and consummating and procreating, it became the wheel of fortune. A lot of lessons had to be learned because the clock started. So I had to find the silver lining in why and what goodness, right? Because I went my whole life trying to determine what I didn't want. Now I had to gather reasons for gratitude, reasons to have grace and compassion for myself in order to give it to other people. That is what I call reconciling with time, reconciling with the past, giving those memories new meaning and repurposing them from a space of liberation and liberty through the death card, and no longer feeling like a victim to the embarrassment. Because what keeps you in those connections longer than anything is really the embarrassment of people that told you either the relationship wasn't going to work and you stayed in it anyway because you came with this sole purpose of wanting to experience true love and not having a broken family, only for you to accept the reality that you had procreated, the family became broken, and when it expired, you weren't willing to walk away because of that initial soul purpose or desire that your soul came here, unfinished business. It's like I didn't get to, like a video game that you didn't get an opportunity to win, so you keep respawning and reincarnating to get it right, and then that becomes obsessive, and then you become fixated, and then even if it's at a detriment to yourself, you'll still keep doing it and trying to figure out what went wrong and how you can change it. And then you become obsessed with time travel and changing time. And there comes a moment where you realize that the liberation doesn't come from preventing the things that happen or changing the things from happen or making sure other people don't experience the same things, but from simply embracing the death, embracing the ending, feeling the emotion, and accepting that you made the right choice even in the past. So along the way, I had exes and different things like that, I could have went down that path with, and through conversations with them and them saying, oh, I thought we was going to be together, or I wanted to be, you was my childhood crush, whatever. Even they griped with the past. And so when they weren't able to, okay, well, since I'm single now, you're single, let's be together. You know what I'm saying? Or let's work towards a relationship. They didn't have that same aspiration. It was like a fear or a limitation of, no, you've already had someone else. Really what that was trying to show me was that the griping with the past. You see what I'm saying? So those connections, being able to interact with those people that felt some type of way about my life choice. Maybe they didn't say it out loud, but the opportunity did arise where they waited for the opportunity to say, aha, you thought that you made the right choice, but you made the wrong one. That reflection wasn't about proving them right or me wrong. It was about me being able to see that a part of me, even though I moved on with my life, a part of me didn't honor the death of the old me. It didn't honor the choices of my past versions of myself. And I didn't have compassion for that version of myself. So it's like when those connections came about and they couldn't get past it, they were holding on to my past version of myself, and whatever harbored feelings they had towards my past choices and that version of me that I was no longer, they had to mirror that back so I could see about myself that I was speaking of my past versions of myself in the context of she's gone. I was speaking about her from the context of I'm not her, but really I am her. She is always alive. I will always nurture her. Did I know that 3 years ago? No. Did I have those answers? No. But through showing up every single day and connecting with the archetype of Taurus energy and the mother, right? Which goes back to the energy of Taurus is the Empress. It's the mother energy, the mother portal. I had to go back, and then she had to give me clarity. So for 2 years, I sat with her. I communed with Empress energy. And that's where she made me aware that you can't expect to walk away from those experiences and leave the old you dead and gone behind. No, just like you take your inner child with you, just like you take the 10-year version of you with you. Every aspect of you is relevant. Every part of you is very real. It's experiencing a timeline. So no matter what choice you make, there's honor in venerating that version of you that made that choice. It wasn't a mistake. And so this is where I learned that there is no such thing as right and wrong. And so when my retrograde would come around and exes would resurface, or holidays would bring us around to say hi or cross paths, I was able to see that they hadn't had that same metamorphosis that I had. I was able to see that they were still saying, I thought we was going to be together. I thought we was going to be forever. If you had this life, I would have made you happy. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? And in those moments, what used to feel like rejection, or it used to feel hurtful, it no longer was painful. It was kind of like every time that conversation came up, it was a confirmation that I was no longer griping with the past. And so I was able to say, no, we made the right decision. It wasn't a mistake. My ex wasn't a mistake. My children aren't a mistake. No matter where they are in life, the only dysfunction comes from you disconnecting from yourself. At the end of the day, you not wanting to remember, you not wanting to relive, you not wanting to feel pain ever again. And I've walked out on really great relationships because I felt myself be vulnerable. I felt myself feel like this person has the potential to hurt me, or this person has love is going to hurt. When you love, it's supposed to hurt, but it doesn't have to be personal. It doesn't have to be processed as a betrayal unless you choose for it to be. And it took me a really long time to learn that. But in order for me to learn that betrayal is a construct of the mind and not a true experience, I changed my belief system. And it really genuinely took me no longer comparing like what love should look like. I had to stop comparing what love should look like, what relationships should look like, how they should feel, but changing the conversation to what I have, what I have to work with, what around me. I had to tap into that Empress energy. What do I have to work with? You have to go cuckoo. You have to be slightly delusional to create something from nothing. Had I not gone through those dysfunctional relationships, had I not hit rock bottom, I would have never accessed the part of my brain and my spirit that would be still long enough where everything around me became tools in my arsenal to get myself out of that rut I wouldn't have known what it was like to constantly be able to regenerate myself, reinvent myself, reinvent the circumstances, the dialogue, the dynamic. So now, even in relationships where you have your highs and your lows, or the honeymoon phase is over, I'm not afraid to resuscitate it. Once upon a time, I was afraid to resuscitate it. But I'm not afraid to resuscitate what I know I love. And I'm also okay with knowing that good things are worth resolving, not even fighting for, resolving, transforming. And it doesn't matter what anyone says, because I know what I know what I'm pouring into. I know what I'm rebalancing and recalibrating. Right? But any person, whether it's new, old, or something else, when they seek external validation as the determining factor of whether or not they should pour into the relationship, it's never really going to work, because you're not aligned. And I think that's the Lover's card, alignment. Any person that wants to cleave to you or connect with you, they have to be in alignment with ignoring outside things, so that those outside factors do not sink the ship that you guys are building, that you guys are coursing or sailing. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Someone is still griping with the past, whether it's you or someone else, and they're racing for the clock. Like, I'm late for a very important date. I got to get here before I die. I have to do this before I do that. I can't fail. And their focus is on validating through their money, validating through relationships, validating through something in that survival mode, or that hustle is putting them on a frequency where what keeps them stuck in a dysfunctional relationship is, I don't want to be a failure. Right? So even though they don't want to be a player, even though they don't want to do this, it's also like, I stay in this because I don't want to be a bad person. I don't want other people to talk about me. They still care about what other people say. And so even though they can very well forgive you. They can very well move on from a situation. But what other people are going to say about them, that external conversation, dialogue, is way louder than the harmony that you guys could put together. All right. And so because any third party understands that, they're going to get their mama, their sister, their brother, their friends, and everyone else to tell them, I'm going to tell them all stuff that you're doing about me. I'm going to tell them all stuff that's happening. And then they're going to keep you in check. And so compassion for yourself and compassion for this person would allow you to be able to understand that I've been there. I know what that's like. And your love should be able to remain the same. Whether y'all are together or not, whether you guys end up together or not, because just like you hit your rock bottom and you transform, just like I hit my rock bottom and I transform, so does every other person. It's gonna happen. And sometimes it's not about preventing it from happening or telling them that what's gonna happen if they don't, but more or less just knowing that we all die. That's the only guarantee in life, is that we all are going to fucking end up in the grave. Period. So let's get your closing message. Whew. Lord of mercy. All right, my loves. I have officially enjoyed our quality time together. What closing message do you have, spirits? Let's do it because we were talking about angel guidance. So let's do an angel guidance. Oh, I was not expecting that at all, honey. And crying is good. So if you felt like crying or letting that cry, you know, we all are testimonies. None of us are perfect. And share. If you feel guided to share, or you feel like this is a safe space for you to share in the comment section, I'll read it. Don't even worry about it. I'll be there to read it. So we have the 7 deadly sins. Woo! Lord of mercy. Humanity's destructive traits. Didn't I say dysfunction? Oh my God. Bottom of the deck. Archangel Gabriel, messenger of creativity and hope. Yes. This is so healing. Oh my God. Why we incarnate here on earth. Cheer up, live in the moment. So I'm going to leave it with that, all right? I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you soon. Bye.